If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Y'all ready for some new Juice WRLD? Because we just got some news about new music dropping very soon within the next couple of weeks, and it's also connected to that documentary that we're getting. So today, I wanted to talk about what's up with this new Juice WRLD, release schedule with the new music, with the new documentary, and what this is all about. So let's jump straight into it. So as you might remember, we were talking about a new album called The Party Never Ends, which was confirmed by Lil Bibby and Juice WRLD's team, ever since Legends Never Die dropped last year in July, I think it was 2020. And this is of course his second posthumous release. It's also going to be his last one, as we know from a couple of sources. So this is truly like, the last Juice WRLD new music that we've never heard before release that we're ever going to get, because obviously he passed away in December of 2019. Rest in peace. Now, we also know that there is a documentary coming out covering his life and his come up, his stardom. We also know that this documentary is with HBO, which is really big for someone like Juice WRLD to get a HBO documentary. That is huge. And Lil Bibby and his team, talked about this documentary also being connected to the music. In an Instagram live, he said about this documentary that it's coming this year. That's all I'm gonna say. The music got to get pushed back to when the documentary comes. So I was going to give y'all the music to go with the documentary, so now I got to change the title. So from this, we know that the music is directly connected to this documentary, and we're getting some new Juice WRLD music when this documentary with HBO drops. So now the big question is, when is this documentary dropping? The only official word we have so far is from a 2020 interview with XXL, where Lil Bibby said, "We started on the documentary, so it might take a little while. It will come out sometime next year or later this year, but as we all know, it never came out in 2020, so it's coming out in 2021. Now, he also said that The Party Never Ends is going to be the best album, not only musically, but creatively. We got a big collab on the album cover and also the merch. Everything about it is fire. We're not just doing some basic music. We're taking our time to craft a classic you'll talk about for the next 10 years. A lot of artists say this and stuff like that, but we do know that Juice was working on The Party Never Ends and the original songs on there himself, so that might at least be a good hint that there is some, new creative stuff from Juice on here that we have not heard on Legends Never Die or during his lifetime. Now, we also have some new information as to, as I just hinted at, when this documentary is dropping, because as I just explained, as Lil Bibby said, the documentary is really deeply connected with the music. They want to do it like together with the same name, with the the same cover art and stuff like that. And when this documentary drops, the new music drops. So when is the documentary dropping? One Twitter account, Music News and Rumors, tweeted, "Juice WRLD, a documentary that explores the life and death of the young hip-hop star, will premiere at AF1 Fest this year." So we know the title, it's Juice WRLD, which is a pretty basic title, but it says it explores the life and death of the young hip-hop star, so obviously it's going to be about his life. Directed by Tommy Oliver, the documentary features the Kid Laroi, Lil Bibby, Polo G, G Herbo, Benny Blanco, Rex Kudo, Hit Boy, Cole Bennett, and Trippie Redd. So all artists and just creative people within the music industry that were, closely working and closely connected to Juice WRLD, and it just makes sense that they'll appear on here. And so the big question is, when is this, AF1, I think it's called AFI Festival, actually taking place? And when you look at the dates when it's taking place, it's happening from November 10th throughout November 14th. So in that time frame, we can expect the documentary to release and also the music connected with it. And when you look at the calendar, the 10th of November is a Wednesday and the 14th is a Sunday. So there is one Friday within this time frame, the 12th. And that is when I think they're going to premiere this thing and also going to drop the music, because usually, albums drop on a Friday to collect the full time frame in which Billboard is collecting data for their charts. An interesting, fact connected to this is also that Lil Bibby replied to this Music News and Rumors tweet saying, "Damn, y'all gonna leak the documentary too." So he is basically confirming that this thing is gonna premiere at this AFI festival, which is happening on November 12th or November 10th throughout November 14th, but I'm pretty much sure that it's going to drop on the 12th, since that is the only Friday that we have in that time frame, and that only makes sense. So that is what we know about these two things being connected, this documentary and the new music from Juice WRLD dropping. We don't really have a lot of information as to what's going to be on this album. We could also just be getting a single that Friday, or even the whole album, The Party Never Ends. We also don't have a cover art for this yet. You know, he said back in 2020 there's going to be a big collaboration on the cover art and stuff like that, but we really don't know what he is working with or who he's working with on this cover art or anything related to this thing. As I said, Juice WRLD was involved in the process of creating the material for this new album, so I do have some hopes that this will be quite good. I also liked Legends Never Die. That's one of the best posthumous releases that we have gotten so far. Usually, y'all know me, I'm not too much of a fan of these posthumous releases and these labels and estates just milking the artist's discography and just squeezing every last penny out of them, while I would rather, you know, appreciate the artist's legacy and discography as it is up to the point that they pass away. Anderson .Paak also recently, you know, got tattooed on his forearm, you know, please don't release any new music after my death. It's not for the public, but obviously that's not happening with Juice WRLD. But I do think if he was working on this material while he was still alive, he would want it to be released. And I like that at least they're doing some, you know, big type things surrounding it with this festival, with this documentary dropping. I'm actually looking forward to this documentary a lot. I think those 2 to 3 years that Juice WRLD was really popping from starting from in 2018 up to 2020, then of course were some really interesting years. The amount of, you know, hype he's been generating over those 2 years is just insane. The way that he came up in that short time period is also crazy to look at when you look at an artist's career, and that just speaks for, you know, the power of this new wave of, you know, Cole Bennett directed Lyrical Lemonade videos and him popping all over social media and stuff like that. So that's going to be really interesting to have an eye on for this documentary. So I'm looking forward to this. So as I said, this thing is dropping, the documentary together with the music, anytime between November 10th and the 14th, probably going to be the 12th since that is a Friday. That's my theory on this. I want to know what you think about this, because we really have been talking about Party Never Ends for quite some time, and we never really got any official information. This is the first one that we've gotten in a while from this Music Rumors Twitter account. Lil Bibby, you know, replied to this and said that they leaked it, so it's pretty official if even Bibby, you know, is responding to this and not just letting it be like, oh, it's another fake account posting something. So there's got to be something to it. This AFI festival and the documentary music dropping with it, November 10th. I got it marked on my calendar. You should too. And just your general thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.